Good evening, folks. My name is Jacqueline, Anita Cousins, and I'm back once again with another wrestling review. In Monday Night Raw, April the 5th, 2021. So, the commentary is, well, I don't want to go there. But Drew McIntyre, he made a sworn entrance while highlighting air on him attacked by the King. So they made an entrance, and he got attacked by the King last week, and he spoke out about, and I saw him on there. He was talking about leaving his friends and his family behind. He talked about his mom going to chemotherapy. He wanted to go home so bad, but she tells him don't come over, don't bring your ass home. If you bring your ass home, I'm gonna kick your ass myself. She didn't say it like that, but this man talking about sacrificing everything for this wrestling industry. He asked Bobby Lashley if he could beat a man who would sacrifice everything. He said Drew McIntyre. He also said he would run through Corbin and put a boot between his eyes of Lashley to end Almighty Era. WWE champion Bobby Lashley comes out. He said Drew McIntyre, your time is over. He said the wrestlers in the back are afraid of the Warrior, of the Scottish Warrior, but he saw fear in Drew McIntyre's eyes. I don't see Drew McIntyre showing any fear. And he said he felt Drew McIntyre's shake quiver before going out when he put him in a hurt lock. Like when you grab somebody like this and you shake them around. He said the hurt lock is well, it is serious. It's a serious move that can hurt people. The hurt lock is like the one move this other wrestler used to use. I forgot his name, but he called it the master lock. Let me look it up. The master lock. Oh, Chris Masters used that move he used to use that move on somebody. That's no different than Bobby Lashley's hurt lock, cause it's the same thing. He had Bobby Lashley bribe people to go after Drew McIntyre to do his dirty work. But yet, and still, Bobby Lashley claimed he didn't need no help. And pointing to what he did to Shelton and Benjamin. Okay, really? He said it's going to happen Saturday at WrestleMania. He said he would lose dignity in his consciousness in the match. Okay, whatever. And Drew McIntyre said he'll give it all up to become an Amazon and an Uber driver. People in Amazon make buku money. Uber driver, that's way worse than being a wrestler. You gotta make sure they ain't trying to rob you or stab you or some shit. So Lashley interrupts Drew McIntyre, who threatened him. MVP stopped Lashley and said it was tough talk considering that Drew McIntyre not even make it to WrestleMania. King Corbin make his entrance in his regular attire. Thank God. Corbin said he started something last week and will finish it tonight. He said that there will be no more WrestleMania or WWE Championship for Drew McIntyre because he will whoop his punk ass. he nodded and smirked at Corbin. Okay. he means why don't you go ahead and try to beat me? So Widow spoke to King. He talks to Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods and Gorilla Precision says he said that almost said that the term was messed up. Widow spoke up about how high aim almost I don't even know who the guy is could get him. Widow spoke about facing Sheamus at WrestleMania. Whoa! I seen Sheamus wrestle before. I will watch it. I would be careful what I wish for if I was him. He's apparently facing Mustafa Ali later in the show. Once Little left, New Day duo wondered, and he was high without saying it. Questioning if it was two. One of them said they were having carving of milk and cookies. Broadcast team hyped up Peacock during the entrance. Samoa Joe was with them. So he's back at the commentary after missing last week's show. AJ Styles versus Xavier Woods. So he got caught. Styles got caught in Wood in an early calf crusher. Kingston grabbed the house mic and Umos is this big 7 foot tall dude. Oh, I get it. So he's provoking Umos, threw a mic at this man, then rushed to the ring, causing AJ Styles the match. So therefore, Xavier Woods won the match. Okay. Here's a sports car. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest excited. What Phillips said it was first off, that was a $3 million car. It's like I forgot the name of it. It was some kind of a car. It was a car that Bad Bunny drive. I forgot the name of it. Phillips said he would be in the action after the break. So Braun Strowman. So it say WrestleMania is 5 days away anyway. Braun Strowman comes out to the ring. There was a cage around the ring. The video package recapped around Strowman's feud with Shane McMahon. I don't know what's going on between him and Shane McMahon. I didn't watch all of it. They cut back to Strowman, who said he was going to beat Shane's ass for everything he's been called stupid, and they won't amount to anything. Shane was making fun of Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman said there are no winning and no games. Shane would be locked inside of a cage with him. That's exactly the same thing the Miz thought, but guess what? Shane McMahon slid his way out of the match. I'm gonna watch WrestleMania and I'm gonna go ahead and watch WrestleMania and see what he does, because I seen Shane wheel his way out of the match. I seen him cheat to win. I seen him win matches. Period. He spoke about the agony that people feel that when they are called stupid. First off, calling somebody stupid is disrespectful. You don't call nobody stupid if you don't know what they go through. And he ended by saying Shane McMahon would get these hands, big ass hands at WrestleMania. Shane McMahon made his entrance and spoke from the stage. He got on stage and spoke. He said Strowman had a lot of anger and questioned what he ever did to him. What did I ever do to you? He said he picked the match to test how far his intellect has come. through the horrible 5th grade report card. Dude, how do you know? How do you know about somebody's report card? Was you there when he got his report card? Huh? You always want to talk about what they do in 5th grade. This ain't about what they do in 5th grade. This is about right now. I don't know why you bringing up what they did in 5th grade. So Shane said the choice of the cage match, it ain't stupid. I know he's gonna state he's a McMahon. Of course he's a McMahon. He probably would outwit and defeat Strowman. He did that I seen Shane McMahon in matches with guys like Braun Strowman. I seen him beat the Big Show a few times. I seen him in the ring with Tess. I seen him in the ring with Kurt Angle. I seen him in the ring with a whole type of guys. I seen this man wrestle, and I see this man win the match. Even without cheating. I seen that man wrestle for years. He will outsmart these guys. He will outsmart Braun Strowman. I already know what's going to happen. So we go to Braun Strowman versus Elias and Jackson Ryder in a handicap match. So the cage was raised. So it's just a regular match. So Shane McMahon watches from the stage. He would move, and the two guys, they took advantage. He takes off his jacket and walks to the ringside. He continues. Elias and Riker continue to dominate. So they did the same big push of the heels spot that he did last week. Strowman glared at Shane, who backed up against the ramp. Strowman, he power slammed both guys and pinned them. After the match, he pointed at WrestleMania sign, and then Shane pointed at his head. So he won the match. Kevin Patrick caught up with the Miz and Morrison. Oh, I already know what they did to this man's car. They sprayed paint the shit out of that man's car. They spray paint the shit out of that man's car, and somebody went in to go tell Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny found his car backstage, yelling in Spanish. That man was pissed. His car was destroyed. His $3 million car was destroyed. Miz and Morrison attacked him from behind. They beat his ass. They talking about this is what happens when they disrespect him. Adam Pearce showed up with the officials. He yelled for help. Damian Priest came in. The producers, the trainers, they helped Bad Bunny. Damian Priest was pissed. Asuka came out. Last week, contract signing was shown. Footage was aired from earlier in the day. Ripley telling Sarah Scheibler that she knew what was going to happen. When she proposed the match, she and Asuka would have to work together. So they're in a tag match. They're gonna have to work together. So they could just wait until Sunday at WrestleMania. So we're on a women's tag match. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler with Reginald. Now I know who this dude. Remember this dude from SmackDown? The little dreadlock dude. His name is Reginald. Now I know what his name is. So Nia Jax teaming up with Shayna Baszler is taking on Rhea Ripley and Asuka in a non-title match. This is a regular match, not for no title match. They went for Asuka went for an early tag, which Rhea Ripley wasn't ready for. She shoved Asuka to their corner, then Ripley takes herself back in the match. The fourth time later, she failed to host up Nia Jax. So she tagged Asuka in again. Asuka made a rough tag to Ripley, who caught Reginald on the apron. Blazer clipped the knee of Ripley, who rolled at ringside. Jax shoved Ripley on the apron. Ripley was isolated by her heels. She eventually made it to the corner, and Asuka accepted the tag. Asuka and Blazer down and climb up. Asuka had Blazer down and climb up the top rope. She shoved Asuka on the floor. She slammed Asuka at ringside, then threw her in the back inside the ring. Baszler blast Asuka with a knee to the face and then pinned her. So I'm hearing about the Hurt Business breaking up. Of course, the Hurt Business is breaking up. You saw what Bobby Lashley did to Shelton Benjamin and Alexandra, and MVP was like, hmm. He showed him texting on the phone. He was backstage texting on his phone, right? He got approached by Cedric Alexander. He asked him, "What are you doing here?" He Cedric shoved MVP, Cedric the Entertainer, Alexander. He shoved MVP into some production equipment. Then Shelton Benjamin told MVP that he might want to listen. Alexander called MVP a crippled idea had been. It said he can't wait for McIntyre to expose Lashley at WrestleMania. Benjamin told MVP that his crippled ass to keep his crippled ass out of the way. Sarah showed up after Alexander and Shelton Benjamin left MVP and said he was disappointed in the duel that he made relevant again. You made them relevant, MVP. There you go with this I made you shit. Stop with that crap. You did not make them. You ain't even met them when they were first covered up. Stop doing that. So Lashley showed up and asked what happened. Then he would break his ass in half. Backstage, Sarah then asked Jax and Blazer if they were confident about defending their tag titles against the winners of the Turmoil match. The other teams all showed up in the breaker. Billie Kay shows up with a headshot. Blazer asked if she had a partner. Kay says that Carmella was reviewing her resume. Jack said they have a match on Saturday. They would face the winners, but she didn't have time for their drama. So Bobby and MVP comes out. The long video package aired on Lashley Wise. Now we're on to Bobby Lashley versus Cedric Deanna Taylor and Alexander with Shelton Benjamin. Is a regular match. It's not for no title. Their entrance was not televised. I didn't see their entrance, but Benjamin jumped Lashley before the bell. Lashley eventually fought off the man. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I already know what's happening. Bobby Lashley defeat as Cedric the Alexander with the Hurt Lock. After the match, Benjamin attacked Lashley, who put him down in a flatcher. MVP says emotions get in the way that could cloud your ability to make good decisions. They said it's just business. Meanwhile, Lashley put Benjamin in a hurt lock. So, Damian Priest, oh, this is my favorite part. Him and Damian Priest and Bad Bunny talking backstage. Philip said Bunny would address the situation about his car after the break. So later on, the broadcast team hyped up WrestleMania events. The video package shows Randy Orton's feud with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest come out. Priest and Bunny record with Smashing Icon with where else? The Miz, yesterday's news. Priest said it was too easy to beat down. He called for a tag match. Priest and Bunny versus Miz and Morrison. Body not alone. He took the mic and said his dream was he loved the business, he respected wrestlers, he would call watching Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, all that stuff. But now he doesn't know how he feels. He came to first off, he was supposed to go to WWE to perform and do his job. He was very grateful. He said he performed with Booker T and at Royal Rumble. He said he loved Booker T. He along with Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker, Ric Flair. He said he loved and respected the Miz, but the Miz don't have no respect for him. Of course. He said he ain't no wrestler, he's just a man. And the Miz disrespected him. His music, his fans, he spoke in Spanish for a little bit. He said, I know I did what I did. I know hitting him with a charge, smashing his car. But he respects the Miz, but his Miz doesn't respect him. So he did a dive off the top rope. That's what pisses off Miz and John Morrison. He did a dive off the top rope. Right. Bunny and the Miz crossed the line. He also said the Miz crossed the line and he's going to show him how to respect him. I hope go on and try to do that and see what happens. He will shut the Miz up and kick his ass. Bunny was finally interrupted by the Miz and Morrison on a big ass screen. Make this long story short, they climbed their ass. They called it the rented limousines. They went in a rented limousines and drove away. How you gonna y'all wrestlers? How y'all wrestlers gonna take down a man's $1 million car? So backstage, he was talking with Mustafa Ali about Riddle. Ali cut him off, and Ali vented about Riddle and tried to hear his match. He said he said Riddle is the reason why the retribution ended. You blame Riddle for your team ending. Sheamus stopped him and said they don't have a lot in common, but they both dislike Riddle. That's the only thing you had in common. I'm glad Riddle drove his scooter between them. He makes an entrance. The birds once again flew when the Riddle kicks his flip-flops off. So, I'm hearing that Reba Rexa, baby Rexa. It's spelled Bebe, then it's Rexa. Rexha. Look her up. She's a singer. I heard of her before. Was announced that performing of America the Beautiful at WrestleMania Night 1. Drew McIntyre, Shayna Baszler, Original, all these people named guests on Raw Talk. I don't look at Raw Talk, so I'm not going to worry about that. U.S. Champion Riddle versus Mustafa Ali in a non-title match. Sheamus said in the commentary he caught Ali with a kick, then approached the desk and took Sheamus' hat and put it on. Ali performed a side Russian leg sweep. Ali caught Riddle with a Kofi clutch. Riddle powered out and suplexed him for the 2 count. He applied a triangle. Ali reached the ropes with his foot and breaks it. Ali came back with a gut buster for a 2 count. He eventually hit Brobate and scored a pin. So the champion Matt Riddle won the match. After the match, he stood at a broadcast table with a jaw and jawed at Riddle. Backstage, Drew McIntyre he asked that how he feels about being threatened by Corbin trying to take him out of the place at WrestleMania. He said he will say horrible things about Corbin, but he's dangerous and will do whatever it takes to get the job done. Yeah, that's Corbin for you. Drew McIntyre said he'll take out Corbin with a claymore, a dropkick. Then he'll have his date with Destiny when he takes back the WWE champion. Drew McIntyre comes out, and there's Drew McIntyre versus King Corbin. So MVP is going to be at the commentary. The match spilled at ringside where Drew McIntyre ran Corbin through the ring post, then into the ring steps. Corbin ran Drew McIntyre into the ring post. MVP stood up and shouted, encouraged Corbin, saying to WrestleMania, I was right there waiting for him. Was saying to WrestleMania, was right there waiting for him. Corbin wrapped himself around McIntyre and then hit him with a repeat elbow to the head. Corbin chokeslammed McIntyre. I don't know how you can chokeslam somebody that big. But yet they both the same size, so I'm gonna keep going. He then covered him with the 2 count. He continued to dominate the offense. MVP stood up and asked if he want to go to WrestleMania. Do you want to go to WrestleMania? Do you want to go to WrestleMania? And McIntyre dropped him with a future shock, a DDT for a near fall. And Corbin cut off McIntyre on the ropes and suplexed him. Corbin covered Drew McIntyre for a near fall, and Corbin hit the deep 6 for a near fall. MVP stood up and passed his cane to Corbin, who tried to hit. Then he tries to. So MVP gives the cane to Corbin so he can hit him. Drew McIntyre finally ducks, and hit the Claymore. I'm surprised the referee didn't call it. So Drew McIntyre won the match, so he goes to WrestleMania. After the match, Lashley comes out and stood in front of MVP on the stage. He jawed at Lashley and then looked at WrestleMania's sign. Phillips asked if he's really to sacrifice more for the WWE Championship. He said he will find out this Saturday at WrestleMania. So, that was the end of the wrestling review. Although the Raw was not that bad, it wasn't all that good either. So, we're going to see and find out. I'll be back. We're going to see and find out. Now I'm gonna go on to AEW. AEW Dark Elevation. First of all, I have a problem with Dark Elevation because Dark AEW Dark Elevation is the same has the same day as Monday Night Raw. I see how I see why uh I see why Monday Night Raw feel the same way. I see why they feel the same way. How you gonna steal their day and oh my god, and then top it off, y'all still got AEW Dark on Tuesday. Y'all being greedy. And then to top it all off, NXT moved to Tuesday, so we gotta decide which one we're gonna watch. Well, I'm watching all of them. I don't give a shit. I'll watch all of them. I watch all the wrestling shows. WWE, Impact Wrestling. Now I'm watching. Now I'm watching AEW. I want to see how AEW turns out. So Hangman Adam Page versus Bill Collier was some shit. Collier tried showing some power early. He picked up Page, who quickly escaped. They exchanged for chop backs and forth. So you know how wrestlers be doing that when they chop each other in the chest. That's hitting each other in the chest. They doing this. They going back and forth, hitting each other in the chest. So they getting the upper hand. Page ran off the ropes in an attempt to pump kick with a coil of black. Then Rock Page with a punch jaw. Oh, you know what? How about this? Adam Page versus Bull Coil. He won by pinfall. After the match, he called for a couple of beers and tossed one to Coiler, who is outside the ring. So somebody said that match was pretty quick. Dean Alexander and Charlie Bravo versus the Bonds. Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. So they came out to a Nightmare Factory entrance. It was making their tag team. So I'm gonna end this. This is the result. The first three Bonds won the match, which is Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman. Dr. Brickbake. Oh Lord, this is the interesting part. She comes out, grabs the mic, and talks to Garcia. She constantly said that she received a musical interest in everything. We all know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be the big. She claims she's a big star. She's an interest talent, enhancement talent, is what Britt says. Britt is gonna make a quick work on Garcia. No one will remember her, but Garcia had such an impressive showing against Thunder Rosa last week. Because Britt is so motivated to continue to elevate women's wrestling on Elevation. She's willing to give Garcia her best showing. So Britt Baker says Garcia isn't going to win. She's not going to win, but let's get some respect behind the pink dream. So Britt is an experienced deathmatch wrestler. You see Britt Baker's match against Thunder Rosa on March 17th. First of all, I love that match. I love the fact that Rosa beats her. Rosa beat her in that match. But let's keep going. So Britt claims she's an experienced deathmatch wrestler and also extreme qualified in Greco. What the hell is that? So Roman and freestyle wrestling. She then put herself in the referee's position, which means she got on her hands and knees in the ring, in the middle of the ring. She got on her hands and knees. You can look at that match. Just look up that match, and you see what I'm talking about. She constantly went for a lockup. This is so stupid. Garcia went for a lockup. Now we all know this was gonna be a trap. I knew this was gonna happen. Britt Baker reversed and got Garcia set up for a lockjaw, and then said, just like that, Pig Dream is over. I'm like, what the hell? This bitch got her easily fooled. She won by giving Alex Garcia a lockjaw. Oh my goodness. Well, of course at least she admits she was gonna beat this woman. Dark Order's 10 versus Radioactive Poppy Denny Limelight. He beat Demi Limelight by a submission. Dark Order's 10 beat Demi Limelight by submission. Big Swole versus Jasmine Allure. Big Swole beat Jasmine. That match was Various Morales versus Michael Nakazawa. Michael Nakazawa comes out in a uniform and a laptop and some speakers. I never seen him wear stuff like that. Michael Nakazawa beat Very Morales. Baron Black versus Lance Archer. Now, I feel bad for Baron Black because he's gotta face a guy like Lance Archer. I see him through Baron Black inside the ring, beat the holy shit out of him, and pit him and beat him and won in a match. Tisha Price versus Rio Mishinami. Rio won against Tisha Price. Max Caster versus Colt Cabana. My favorite character of all time with Anthony Bauer. So Max comes out with Anthony Bauer. Are they the Acclaim? Backstage, Evil Uno. Oh Lord. They the Acclaim. Why didn't so Matt Caster beat Colt Cabana. Adam Priest, Racing 3, Fuego de Sol versus the Butcher, the Blade, Private Party, Mark Quinn, and Isaiah Cassidy with Matt Hardy and the Bunny. The Butcher and the Blade, the Butcher, the Blade, the Private Party, and Adam Peace, they won against Adam Priest, Rising 3D, Fuego de Sol, and Fuego de Sol. Matt Caster versus Matt Hardy versus Dark Order 5. He beat number 5. Where is his name? Alan Angel. He beat Alan Angel. Scorpio Sky versus Ethan Page versus Matt Seidel and Mike Seidel. The Seidel brothers. I'm surprised Scorpio Sky won against Ethan Page and Matt Seidel and Mike Seidel. I'm surprised they won. I was expecting them to win. Okay. This is the end of the wrestling review. I'm gonna take a break. And Well, then again, love you all and good night.